If you're a muscle car fan, and I know you are, get ready to shift into high gear. We've already explored the legends of the 60s and 70s, but now it's time to tackle a new era. Which American muscle cars from the 2000s truly dominate the road? Let's find out. By putting a large V8 engine in the Le Mans GTO and creating a vehicle that popularized the muscle car, Pontiac would begin a revolution in the American automotive industry in the 1960s that would fundamentally alter the way performance automobiles were constructed. The muscle car boom started because every American manufacturer was eager to follow the trend. Legends from every major American car maker emerged throughout the 1960s, which are regarded as the golden period of muscle cars, and continued until the early 1970s. But we all understand that everything nice has to end. The muscle vehicle vanished as a result of the oil crisis in the 1970s and a round of stringent environmental laws. Then a revival arrived in the 2000s. In addition to increased horsepower, some iconic nameplates were restored. We examined some of the most potent and swift muscle cars of the 2000s, as well as how a new wave of muscle cars rivaled the classics in terms of speed and sheer fun. Now let's dive into some of these cars. 2005 Mustang GT. Ford's inability to regain the renown of the original Mustangs was evident in the third and fourth generations of the vehicle. Ford restored the Mustang to its original form in 2005 with the debut of the fifth generation S197. The first top performance trim for the fifth generation's release was the 2005 Mustang GT. The redesigned Stang had a sleek, contemporary appearance that was reminiscent of its heyday. It ran really fast, featured a 4.6-liter V8 engine, was stiffer, and handled better than the standard model. A rental-only variant was also available, which paved the way for the Shelby GT500. For the Camaro lovers, check out the next car. 2002 Chevrolet Camaro SS. The fact that the Mustang and Camaro have been competing for pinks, burning rubber, and butting heads for 35 years is astounding. However, it must be as there is a Camaro celebrating its 35th anniversary. As the current F-bodies go from the Chevrolet and Pontiac lines at the conclusion of the '02 model year, it's probably the last song of this beloved shootout, at least for the time being. Prior to the release of the fourth generation in 1993, the Camaro had been in a terrible state and had been steadily declining since the downfall of muscle cars in the 1970s. After a 1998 makeover, it wasn't the most attractive Camaro, but it wasn't ugly either. However, regardless of appearance, the Camaro's engine had a ton of power by 2002. Horsepower had increased and reached a high throughout its lifetime. 2002 was the last year that this generation of Camaro was produced, and it looked really well thanks to a special 35th anniversary package for the SS trim. The 35th anniversary Camaro SS are the best performing cars of their respective models available right now. Additionally, they cross paths as intriguing junctures in their growth. In addition to the typical, and often unappealing, anniversary stripe and badge work, this Camaro is more powerful than a typical Z28. It is an SS spec 325 horsepower variant of the Chevy's rumbling 5.7-liter LS1 V8 engine, which is developed from the Vet. For a few extra horsepower, a factory-installed catback center outlet exhaust system and Ram Air style hood should work well. What do you think about this car? Is it something you want to have? Let us know in the comments below. 2007 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. People were almost waiting for Carroll Shelby to get his hands on the Ford Mustang, which was a big smash in its fifth iteration. The Mustang Shelby GT500, which was supposed to be the SVT Cobra's replacement, broke cover in 2007. A 500 horsepower supercharged V8 engine at the heart of the Shelby GT500 was enough to make any muscle car enthusiast smile. After testing the GT500 around the Virginia International Raceway, car and driver discovered that it was only marginally slower than the 911 Turbo but quicker than a Lotus Elise and Porsche Cayman S. 2006 Dodge Magnum SRT8. Historically, the Dodge Magnum was a two-door coupe that was produced until 1988. To many people's surprise, the nameplate was revived in 2005 as a station wagon. In 2006, the high-performance SRT8 variant was introduced to the market a few years later. The Magnum SRT8 was a favorite among muscle car fans despite being a station wagon, in part because of its enormous 6.1-liter V8 engine. Additionally, it included 20-inch wheels, a stronger suspension, and upgraded Brembo brakes. It became clear that this performance station wagon was among the greatest American muscle vehicles available at the time. It is even said to be coming back shortly as an EV. 2006 Dodge Charger SRT8. One of the most enduring nameplates for the company is the Dodge Charger, which returned in 2006 following a 20-year break. The SRT8 was the top trim level, and it was well received when it made its debut at the 2005 New York International Auto Show. The 2006 Charger SRT8 included a 6.1-liter Hemi V8 engine, one of several upgrades over the RT. The new engine came with new 20-inch performance tires, a performance body makeover, bucket seats, and Brembo brakes up front and rear. The Dodge Charger as it now exists is retiring once more, but it will soon make a comeback with an electric drivetrain. 2006 Cadillac CTS-V. Cadillac made the decision to adopt the LS V8 in 2004 and created the Cadillac CTS, a high-performance variant. The new LS2 V8 was one of several enhancements made to the CTS-V in 2006. Cadillac determined that the CTS-V required some enhancements for the 2006 model year and beyond after a successful debut. Brembo brakes, a high-performance suspension system, and Goodyear Eagle F1 supercar tires were now added. The basic model of the new 2005 C5 Corvette was powered by the same LS2 V8 engine that was used in the CTS-V. It was and has remained one of the most potent American muscle cars of its day. 2006 Pontiac GTO. The muscle vehicle that got it all began with the Pontiac GTO. It vanished in 1974 along with a lot of the other muscle vehicles of the day. In 2004, a few decades later, the Pontiac GTO was revived under the Holden Monaro name. Even though the new GTO was controversial since it was just an Australian Holden Monaro with a new name, it was a performance beast. It was given an updated engine in 2006, which increased its power even further. Its 6.0-liter V8 engine made it a formidable force, even if it didn't have the same aggressive appearance as other muscle cars of the era. One of the greatest and quickest muscle cars of the 2000s was this one. 2008 Dodge Challenger SRT8. People were ecstatic when Dodge hinted at the Challenger's 2005 comeback. Even though it took a few years for it to make it to the market, it quickly became a classic. The desire for the reintroduction of the iconic muscle vehicle was so great that all of the first 2008 model year Dodge Challengers, which were all SRT8s, were pre-sold before manufacturing had even started. The limited edition launch SRT8s were extremely exciting, but the remainder of the range, including the much-loved RT, would only be available for the 2009 model. With 2023 as its last model, the Challenger will once again go into retirement, but not before making an exciting farewell appearance. 2004 Chrysler 300C SRT8. After over 20 years, the Chrysler 300 is finally going out of production. It made its debut as a full-size luxury sedan in 2004. Numerous components of the 300C were taken from Mercedes-Benz, Chrysler's former partner. The SRT8 went much further than the 300C, which was the top-of-the-line 300 with a ton of extras. The 300C provided SRT with a great foundation upon which to build a performance muscle sedan that merged the elegance and sophistication of a luxury vehicle with the exhilaration of a 6.1-liter Hemi engine. One of the first genuine competitors to the BMW M and Mercedes-AMG in America was the amazing 300C SRT8. 2000 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R. Owners soon discovered that the Ford Mustang Cobra was slower and had less horsepower than Ford had stated, leading to controversy around its 1999 debut. Ford handed us the Cobra R, their quickest factory Mustang at the time, as a way to make amends with the Mustang community. Ford may have been trying to make up for the fact that the 2000 Cobra R, a limited edition Mustang, featured a 5.4-liter V8 engine that really generated more horsepower than Ford had qualified it for. In any case, it was a pleasant surprise that compensated for the absence of the Mustang Cobra that wasn't R. What do you think about these cars? Are there some of them that you want to have in your garage or add to the list? Let's have your thoughts in the comment section.